the mood in Iran is slowly starting to lift up. I also want to remind you this, today is the 6-month anniversary of the mass slaughter of over 40,000. By the way, President Trump confirmed that it's not over 40,000. It's over 54,000. So today is the 6-month anniversary of the mass slaughter of over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians on January 8 and 9. Right? Today's July 8. So, I mean, it started out as a very difficult day. And I before we get to the rest of the breaking news, I do want to share this because this is so important, okay? So, this is a message that His Royal Highness the Shah of Iran, some people call him the Crown Prince, but I call him the Shah. And I'm going to explain to you why I call him the Shah, okay? I'm going to explain to you why we call him the Shah, okay? Because there's been a lot of historical revisionism. And let me share this with all of you, okay? So, on October 31, 1980, in the Kubbe Palace in Cairo, Reza, this is a caption, Reza, who at the time was the crown prince, he is 20 and he officially succeeds his father. On October 31, 1980, His Royal Highness Reza Shah II officially succeeded his father, Shah Ariamer. Okay? So this is why many of us, including myself, we call him the Shah of Iran. Because Shah Ariamer never he never abdicated, okay? He never abdicated. Yes, he had to leave because he had to go for cancer treatment. And as soon as he left, Jimmy Carter and the Democrats, they, brought in the durkas and then turned Iran into a 7th century Islamic hellhole governed by Sharia law. However, those of us who know our history, this is why we call him the Shah. Even though officially many people call him the crown prince. And guys, listen, I understand perfectly well why there are certain political reasons for calling him the crown prince. I get that. However, history does not lie. His father never abdicated the throne. The line of monarchy was never broken. And as you can see, when his father, Shahanshah Aryamer, passed away, God bless his soul, when his father passed away, he was 20 years old and he officially succeeded his father. And he swore the oath, okay? And he became the Roi du Jour. His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi II is the legitimate and official Shah of Iran according to the 1906 Constitution of Iran. Remember, Iran became a constitutional monarchy in 1906. According to the official constitution of Iran that was created in 1906, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi II is the official Shah of Iran. So yes, that is why myself and many Iranians refer to him as the Shah, not the Crown Prince. Because history matters. And anyone who knows their history understands exactly what's going on. We have been dealing with enough historical revisionism. Like, we're done with it, we're tired with it. And it is time for us to stop apologizing for our history and our culture, right? So there you go. This photo right here is why I refer to His Royal Highness as the Shah of Iran. And I unapologetically refer to him as the Shah of Iran because he swore the oath in 1980. There you go. This is why I call him the Shah. But having said that, I wanted to share today's message because he did have a really important. So this is our Shah when he was 20 years old back in 1980. And this is him today. Javid Shah. And he had earlier today, he had a very important message for the Iranian people, the Iranian nation, right? Remember, there's 90 million Iranians in Iran and around the world. Only about 5% support the Islamic regime, right? I would say less than 5%, but I'm going to give a conservative estimate, like 5%, right? At least 85 million Iranians don't support the Islamic regime. So I want to make that very clear. Anyway, so he had a very important message today for the Iranian people because today was the 6-month anniversary of the mass slaughter. 6-month anniversary of the mass slaughter of the Iranian people. And, you know, one of the things I've noticed is that there are not a lot of coincidences in politics. So isn't it interesting, guys? Isn't it interesting? And I'm going to repeat this in Persian for our Persian viewers, but isn't it interesting how on the 6-month anniversary of the mass slaughter of the innocent Iranian people, President Trump says that the Islamic regime is insane and he's done negotiating with them and he's booming them to hell. دوستان یه چیز خیلی جالب. چقدر جالبه که 6 ماه بعد از کشتار نزدیک 100,000 نفر ایرانی، همین جمهوری اهریمنی اسلامی که بیشتر از 50,000 نفر ایرانی کشتند، 6 ماه بعدش نه تنها پادشاهمون یه پیامی میذاره بیرون، ولی پرزیدنت ترامپ امروز گفت که دیگه مذاکره تموم، رژیم دیوونه است و اینا باید نابود بشن. چقدر جالب. Right? Anyways, I just repeated my message in Persian. But let's watch this video from His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi because this is really important. And then I have another video. I shared this earlier today, but I want to share it again because this really humanizes and contextualizes what the Shah of Iran, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi II, is talking about. So let's watch this together.
همیهنان عزیز، جمهوری اسلامی می‌کوشد صدای واقعی مردم ایران را در میان هیاهوی مراسم حکومتی برای یک جنایتکار بالفطره و یکی از منفورترین حاکمان تاریخ ایران پنهان کند. رژیمی فرسوده، پوسیده و رو به زوال با نمایش‌های ساختگی، تبلیغات دروغین و هزینه‌های هنگفتی که از جیب مردم ایران غارت می‌شود، تلاش دارد تصویری جعلی از مشروعیت برای خود بسازد. اما حقیقت ایران جای دیگری ایستاده است. در کنار نام و یاد فرزندان دلاوری که با آگاهی، رشادت و فداکاری در یکی از حساسترین لحظات تاریخ این سرزمین جان خود را در راه آزادی ایران فدا کردند. بیش از 40,000 جاویدنام دیماه با آگاهی از خطرهای پیش رو قدم در این مسیر گذاشتند. آنان می‌دانستند شاید دیگر هرگز به خانه باز نگردند. اما در لحظه‌ای که ایران به آنان نیاز داشت، ایستادند. آنان برخلاف مزدوران ضحاک برای وعده‌های ناچیز و منافع شخصی به میدان نیامده بودند. آنها شکوهمند برای بازپسگیری ایران و هویت ملیمان برخاستند. آنان که از جنس زندگی باور و نور بودند، در برابر تاریکی ایستادند تا نام ایران زنده بماند و نامشان برای همیشه در تاریخ سرزمین ما ماندگار شد. آنان نشان دادند که عشق به میهن از ترس مرگ نیرومندتر است. امروز 6 ماه از آن روزها گذشته است. اما برای خانواده‌های شریف جاویدنامان زمان همچنان در همان شب‌های دشوار متوقف مانده است. خانواده‌هایی که عزیز و گاه تنها نان آور خود را از دست دادند. پدران و مادرانی که هر صبح با جای خالی فرزندشان چشم می‌گشایند. همسران، خواهران و برادرانی که در کنار رنج سوگ فشار تهدید و سرکوب را نیز تحمل می‌کنند. این خانواده‌ها تنها صاحبان یک داغ نیستند. آنها نگهبان و امانتدار یاد و فداکاری دلیرترین فرزندان ایران هستند. مسئولیت همه ماست که اجازه ندهیم این بار سنگین را به تنهایی بر دوش بکشند. وظیفه ملی و میهنی ماست که بیش از پیش پشتیبانشان باشیم. به دیدارشان برویم. صدای آنان را بازتاب دهیم. یاد عزیزانشان را زنده نگه داریم و در حد توان خود نگذاریم فشارهای روحی، تهدیدها و دشواریهای مالی آنان را به سکوت و فراموشی وادار کند. تاریخ بارها نشان داده است که هیچ قدرتی نمیتواند اراده ملتی متحد را که برای رهایی و ساختن آینده‌ای بهتر برخاسته است برای همیشه خاموش کند. راهی که با فداکاری فرزندان جاویدنام ایران روشن شده است ادامه خواهد یافت تا روزی که ایران به آزادی، دولت ملی و آینده شایسته ملت بزرگ ما دست یابد. پاینده ایران.
So guys, I see all the super chats. We'll get to that, but I saw someone commented. I can't remember that now. Who it was, but they were asking about Zahok. So yes, in today's earlier live stream of Iran Revolution Live, day 184, I spoke about Zahok and I explained who Zahok is in Persian mythology. So again, Zahok it's not Islamic, right? Zahok is in Iranian mythology that is, has existed for thousands of years before Islam was invented. And one thing that I find really interesting about Iranian mythology is that a lot of the stories from like ancient times, like I'm talking about, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago, because these stories, right? Like, guys, mythology is always based in reality, okay? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like 3,000 years old mythology, right? So these stories have existed for thousands of years before Islam was invented. And yet, and guys, I explained Zahok um earlier in Iran Revolution Live today. So in ancient Iranian mythology, Zahok is this foreign invader. Okay, so Zahok is like a non-Iranian person who basically made some sort of deal with, like, the devil at the time or whatever. And he was cursed, and the demon or whatever put two snakes on his shoulders. So this is Zahok. So again, guys, so in Persian mythology, in Iranian mythology, Zahok is actually not Iranian. Zahok, yeah, someone's like, sounds a lot like Islam. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to comment on that. You guys can make your own conclusions. You guys can make your own conclusions. This is literally Persian mythology from before Islam was invented. But like I've said, a lot of Persian mythology is very sort of tells a lot about the future. But anyway, so this like non-Iranian made a deal with like a demon, and he had like the demon put two snakes on his shoulders. And basically, the way for like I think he was granted like immortality, or I don't know, something. Like he was granted some sort of demonic power from hell, right? But in order to remain alive, he had to feed the snakes on his shoulders a brain every day. So when this durka, right, guys, when this durka invaded Iran, so this is according to Iranian mythology from like 3,000 years ago, right? When this durka invaded Iran way back when, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago, in order to remain alive, he had to murder two innocent Iranians every day and feed their brains to the snakes on his shoulder. So there you can see there's the chalice, right? So he has his chalice and there's a brain inside. Remember, this is pre-Islam. This is pre-Islam. But it's very prophetic, isn't it? Anyway, so this is why we call Khamenei the modern day Zahak. I mean, even though he's dead now, but like, Khamenei and Hamashun Khabar Marg Hamashun, they're literally Zahak because the Islamic regime is a non-Iranian foreign occupying invader, and they have been murdering innocent Iranians every day in order to remain alive. Okay? They literally execute innocent Iranians every day. Yeah, this is incredibly relevant. This is incredibly relevant. Um, my understanding is that, oh yeah, see, there you go. So yeah, Gandalf is right. So in the Shahnameh, so guys, Shahnameh is the Book of Kings. So first of all, Shahnameh literally means Book of Kings, okay? The Shahnameh is essentially the Iranian equivalent of like the Odyssey, okay? The Odyssey. It's our greatest historical work, and all of these ancient mythological stories were preserved in the Shahnameh by one of the most famous Iranian writers ever, Ferdowsi. Ferdowsi actually also saved the Persian language. Ferdowsi prevented the Arab Muslim invaders from erasing the Persian language. I've spoken about this before. I'll save it for another time. But yeah, basically, Shahnameh is like the Iranian version of the Odyssey. It's pre-Durka. It's pre-Durka. So all these stories are there. And yeah, so in the Shahnameh, Zahag is the son of an Arab ruler. There you go. Take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth. Um so before we continue, I actually just found a short video. I don't know how accurate this is. It's AI generated, but you know what? It might be good. It might be good. So here's like a short 2-minute video about Zahok. So don't judge me, Iranians. Don't judge me if this is not accurate. But I just saw this. It's 2 minutes long. Let's see how accurate this is about the story of Zahok for our non-Iranian viewers.
Long ago, the land of Iran fell under the shadow of darkness. A cruel and bloodthirsty king named Zahak ascended the throne. He made a dark pact with a demon, deepening his tyranny. A blood-stained pact, the price of which was the lives of the innocent. The people lived in fear and sorrow. The cries of mothers echoed through the land. Zahak's soldiers forcefully took young men to the palace. Many youths disappeared, leaving their mothers in mourning. 2 black venomous snakes grew from Zahak's shoulders, demanding blood. The palace cook prepared the brains of the youths to feed the snakes. The grieving mothers sat by candlelight, mourning their lost loved ones. But amidst this darkness, Kaveh the blacksmith lived, brave and just. He said no to Zahak's tyranny and prepared for a great uprising. Kaveh spoke to the people, calling for unity and resistance. The people, once silent, now gathered with hope in their hearts. He raised his apron as a flag, the banner of the people's fight. With courage in their hearts, the people marched to face the tyrant. Elsewhere, a mother hid her baby, Feridun, from Zahak's grasp. Years passed, and the child became a hero with strength and virtue. Feridun joined Kaveh. Together, they were the hope of the people.
Guys, this is not an IRGC recruitment video. This is an anti-durka video. Remember, guys, I'm sharing with you pre-Islamic Iranian mythology. So this story is about a foreign Arab invader that conquered Iran, and the Arab invaders were murdering innocent Iranians. This is not an IRGC recruitment. This is anti-Islamic regime, right? Zahak is basically representing the Islamic regime, and this is the Iranians fighting back. So the audio is AI generated, so it's not Zahak, it's Zahak. Okay, it's Zahak, and again, none of these names are Durka. By the way, for all of our YouTube members, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna play this from the beginning, but for all of our YouTube members, Kaveh, you guys, which emoji for our YouTube members, which emoji represents Kaveh and the liberation of Iranian people from Zahak? There is an emoji. It's been an emoji for a very long time. The first person who guesses the correct emoji, and Iranians, you guys don't count. There you go. Yes. Deraf Shakaviani. There you go. See? Oh my gosh. We literally have the smartest guys. I'm so impressed. We have the smartest people ever. Oh my gosh. I love that. Yes. So it's this one. You guys have it all. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna play the story from the beginning, but the Deraf Shakaviani, it's called the Standard of Kaveh. Do you know why it's called the Standard of Kaveh? Because in the story of Zahak, Kaveh the blacksmith raised his apron, and his apron had the symbol on it. Kaveh the blacksmith raised his apron, and this sign, this flag, became the symbol of Iranian freedom against the Durkas, right? So It's the legendary and historical national flag of pre-Islamic Iran. Guys, pay attention. The Derafsh Kaviani was the legendary and historical flag of pre-Islamic Iran, notably serving as the official standard of the Sasanian Empire. So from 224 until 651, the Derafsh Kaviani was the official flag of Iran. It is identified with several figures in Iranian mythology, namely Kaveh the blacksmith, but also Jamshid and Fereydun. Guys, we're going to learn about Fereydun. We're going to go back and watch that video from the beginning. You're going to learn about Fereydun. Yeah, it's not only the symbol of Iran, but today it's a symbol of wanting justice. That's why in a lot of the pro-Iran, anti-Islamic regime, anti-Durka rallies that you see today, you will see the Derafsh Kaviani, right? The symbols are rooted in legendary accounts dating back to the Achaemenid Empire. Achaemenid in Persian, it's pronounced Hachameneshi, but I guess in English it's Achaemenid. Now, here's the important part. In light of the Muslim conquest of Iran, that was 650 AD, the Derafsh became especially significant as a representation of Iranian nationalism. Today, it continues to feature in Iranian culture, particularly literature, and is used by the Republic of Tajikistan as official heraldry. So, this is the Derafsh Kaviani, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Derafsh Kaviani. Okay? Let me just pull up this image. So, this is the Derafsh Kaviani, also known as the Standard of Kaveh. So, not only are you getting, guys, not only are you all getting breaking news about what's currently happening, but I'm literally giving you like a deep dive in like Persian mythology and history. So there we go. That's the Derafsh Kaviani. So going back, okay, so now let's go back to that video. So now that you have the historical context, so now you guys know who, you know, Zahak, you know, Kaveh, and you know his banner. You also, we're going to learn about Fereydun as well. And remember, these stories, these are pre-Durka. So this is Iranian mythology going back thousands of years, and the story was basically prophetic. Like it's not only something that happened in the past, but this is also predicting the future because Zahak was an Arab invader. Okay? So when Zahak, the Arab invader thousands of years ago, invaded Iran, they were murdering Iranians in order to remain in power. And history has a way of repeating itself because that's exactly what's been happening today with Khomeini and the Islamic regime, Khabar Margish. So that's why His Royal Highness, the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi II, refers to Khomeini, and all of us do, as Zahak. And now all of you are in on the secret. And, you know, as I like to say, and now you know. Oh, look at this. Look at, oh my gosh, look at Jerry. Jerry changed his profile picture to the Derafsh Kaviani, to the Standard of Kaveh. Yes, Larry, Jerry, amazing memory. The Iranian freedom fighters were actually using this symbol to mark the homes of IRGC members. And guys, by the way, they're still using the symbol. So yeah, Iranian freedom fighters in the Immortal Guard, they are spray painting the homes of IRGC people with this symbol to mark exactly where the traitors are. Yeah. This is a sign of Iranian freedom and independence. This flag basically represents Iran without Islam, right? This is the flag of Iran before Islam, and this is a flag that we are all rallying around to, you know, fight the Durkas and the jihadis. All right, let's go back to the video. So now that you have a little bit more historical context, now I can share the video from the beginning. So the audio is AI generated. So it's not Zahak, it's Zahak. But other than that, so far it's been pretty good.
Long ago, the land of Iran fell under the shadow of darkness. A cruel and bloodthirsty king named Zahak ascended the throne. He made a dark pact with a demon, deepening his tyranny. A blood-stained pact, the price of which was the lives of the innocent. The people lived in fear and sorrow. The cries of mothers echoed through the land. Zahak's soldiers forcefully took young men to the palace. Many youths disappeared, leaving their mothers in mourning. 2 black venomous snakes grew from Zahak's shoulders, demanding blood. The palace cook prepared the brains of the youths to feed the snakes. The grieving mothers sat by candlelight, mourning their lost loved ones. But amidst this darkness, Kaveh the blacksmith lived, brave and just. He said no to Zahak's tyranny and prepared for a great uprising. Kaveh spoke to the people, calling for unity and resistance. The people, once silent, now gathered with hope in their hearts. He raised his apron as a flag, the banner of the people's fight. With courage in their hearts, the people marched to face the tyrant. Elsewhere, a mother hid her baby, Feridun, from Zahak's grasp. Years passed, and the child became a hero with strength and virtue. Feridun joined Kaveh. Together, they were the hope of the people. The battlefield thundered with clash and courage. Zahak's snakes bear-writhed as he fought with fury and fear. Feridun stormed the dark fortress to confront the tyrant himself. With a mighty blow, Feridun struck Zahak down. And with that strike, the land was free. The banner of justice flew once more.
Anyways, I mean the visuals weren't the greatest, but I mean the story's pretty much accurate. So there you go. That's I mean, it would be nice if like it was more visually accurate, but it's pretty important, right? Like it's good enough given the modern mythology, right? So, having said that though, there is one more thing that I want to share, okay? Um I shared this earlier today, but I have to share this again. So, um again, today is the 6-month, I don't want to say anniversary, but I don't know what else to call it. It's the 6-month memorial of over 54,000 Iranians being murdered by the Islamic regime on January 8 and 9, right? And Petito joined me on my live stream earlier today, and he shared this video with me, and I shared it with all of you. So, before we continue with the breaking news, I would appreciate it if we can all take a moment just to honor all of the Iranian people who were not only murdered by the Islamic regime on January 8 and 9, but have been slaughtered by the Islamic regime in the last 47 years, and it's continuing today. So this is why we Iranians are so grateful to the United States and Israel for attacking the Islamic regime, right? Because and you know what's really it there are people out there who are claiming that those who were murdered by the Islamic regime are Mossad agents, right? And you know, I went on Pierce Morgan and I tried to talk about the victims, and people like Chunky Yogurt and Anna Garbage, whatever her name is, they accused me of lying. They accused me of being an Israeli agent. They accused me of making things up. And, they basically said that I'm disgusting for raising awareness about the murdered Iranian people. even though they're not Iranian, right? They're literally not Iranian. They know nothing. I'm pretty sure that, you know, they're getting they're getting funds from somewhere, right? They're getting funds from somewhere. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I've kind of stopped going on Pierce Morgan, because it's just there's no point. There's no point. Pierce Morgan has turned into the Jerry Springer of the political world, right? Like no one relevant goes on Pierce Morgan. It's just a bunch of conspiracy theorists who hate Israel and attack President Trump, right? Like that's pretty much all it is. Um, but this is just this is a video, and basically what it is, it's photos. It's like a before and after, or it's like an after and before. So um for the 6-month commemoration of the murdered Iranian people, right? For the 6-month commemoration of the mass slaughter of Iranian people, someone made an Instagram video, and they made a compilation of photos of Iranians with and without their loved ones. And for example, like this is the after. So this is a mother and her son, and here she is, you know, as if she's hugging um the photo of her son, her other son, that was murdered by the Islamic regime. Guys, this is really difficult to watch. And then so the audio is basically a man's voice, and in Persian he's basically saying, oh, you know, oh my gosh, like if I had the opportunity to see you one more time, I would have told you that I loved you or something, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share this in honor of the 6-month commemoration of the mass slaughter of Iranian people. Guys, this is just a handful. This is a handful of the over 54,000 Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime. So I'm going to play this, and then afterwards we will go back to the breaking news. But this is really important.
که اگر بدانم این آخرین بار است که میبینمت، فقط یک چیز میگفتم: دوستت دارم، بی آنکه ابلهانه بپندارم که تو خود میدانی. همیشه یک فردایی هست، اما اگر اشتباه کنم به امروز، همان چیزی باشد که از عمر برای ما مانده. فقط میخواهم به تو یک چیز بگویم: دوستت دارم، تا هیچگاه از یاد نبری. شاید امروز آخرین باری باشد که کسانی را میبینی که دوستشان داری. شاید فردا هیچ وقت نیاید و تو بیشک تأسف روزی را خواهی خورد که فرصت داشتی برای یک لبخند، که فرصت داشتی برای یک آغوش. آه که اگر بدانم این آخرین بار است که میبینمت، فقط یک چیز میگفتم: دوستت دارم، بی آنکه ابلهانه بپندارم که تو خود میدانی. همیشه یک فردایی هست، اما اگر اشتباه کنم به امروز، همان چیزی باشد که از عمر برای ما مانده. فقط میخواهم به تو یک چیز بگویم: دوستت دارم، تا هیچگاه از یاد نبری. شاید امروز آخرین باری باشد که کسانی را میبینی که دوستشان داری. شاید فردا هیچ وقت نیاید و تو بیشک تأسف روزی را خواهی خورد که فرصت داشتی برای یک لبخند، که فرصت داشت.
The audio makes it even more difficult because the guy's pretty much just repeating. He's like, maybe this is the last time that I'm ever going to see you. And if this is the last time that I ever see you, I just want you to know that I love you and I've always loved you. Like it's just yeah. It's and as you can see, like they're also like when they recreate the photos, they're, you know, they're wearing the same outfits, right? Like it's just look at her, like look at her face here, and then this is, you know, Like, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference in her face? Like, look at her here, and then look at her here, so happy. And then keep in mind, all the durkas and, chunky yogurt and all these, like, Tucker Carlson and all these garbage people, they're basically saying, like, they're basically accusing this guy of being a Mossad agent, right? So they're like all these, right? So according to Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and I don't know, like chunky yogurt and all these like garbage durkas, right? This little boy, was a Mossad agent, right? So this little boy is responsible for the uprising, right? It's just and then when we try to speak out about it, they accuse us of lying and making things up, right? Like, do you see the gaslighting? But this is why, like, I'm unapologetic, guys. I am constantly like, even Chunky Yogurt has made like several videos about me. I haven't watched a single one of them. I literally don't care. The only reason I know that Chunky Yogurt has made videos about me is because, my media people, like, they'll send it to me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Goldie," and I'm like, "Guys, I literally don't care. Like, I don't care who these people are." I didn't know who these people were before I went on Pierce Morgan back in January. And honestly, I still don't really know who they are, and I don't care. Like, I've blocked all their social media accounts because I don't even operate on the same level. Remember, I'm not a random podcaster. I'm not an influencer. I'm a former politician. I was in politics for 10 years. I was an elected official for 7 years. So I don't operate within the same circle as all these YouTubers and podcasters. Like, that's not my thing. I'm not a YouTube influencer, okay? That's not my gig. I'm here to give you the facts. I'm here to give you the info. I'm here to give you the real news and the real analysis. I'm not here to, comment on garbage people and what they say. However, they do comment on me because for some reason my existence threatens them. And so they'll constantly attack me or whatever. But here's the thing. This is the one important lesson that I've learned as a politician, right? If people are attacking you and if people are criticizing you, that means you're doing something right. That means you're doing something right. Right? That means I'm making an impact. That means that I, with my small little channel, my small little corner of the world, right? Like, I'm looking at my live stream. I'm broadcasting on 5 different live stream channels right now. And I don't have I only have like 7,000 people, right? Only 7,000 people are tuning in right now. Like, I know that many people will tune in later and all that, but right now, currently, as I'm live, only 7,000 people are tuning in. That's an amazing number, don't get me wrong. But that's not like, Tucker Carlson or Chunky Yogurt or Candace Owens or Megyn Kelly numbers, right? Like, that's not those numbers. And yet, even though I only have 7,000 people tuning in, they still feel the need to attack me because they view me as a threat. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. But this is why, this video right here, this is why I will never stop speaking out. You see the tears on her face, right? Look at this. This is why I am unapologetically speaking out, and I will always speak out. And this is why I will never respond or comment. And the only reason I'm speaking about it now is because I just want to show you guys, I want to prove to you guys that from the very beginning, back in January, I said that the number of innocent Iranians slaughtered by the Islamic regime is probably over 60,000. Probably over 60,000. And many people accuse me of lying. Many people accuse me of exaggerating. Well, This is one of those situations where I actually wish that I was wrong. I wish that I was wrong. I wish that I had been wrong in my estimate about the number of innocent, unarmed Iranians murdered by the brutal Islamic regime. I wish I was wrong. However, I was right. I was right. And I wish I wasn't. I wish I wasn't right. Sorry guys, I have too many tabs open. Let me just let me close all my tabs. I was mocked. When I said that, you know, back in January, I said that I have a feeling that over 60,000 innocent unarmed Iranians have been murdered. I was mocked. I was teased. I was told that I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm insane. And yet here we go. President Trump just confirmed that at least 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians were murdered on January 8 and 9. In the span of 2 days alone, at least 54,000. And guys, the number is much higher than that. The number is much higher than that. Okay? Watch this.
Deal with these guys, and I say this is from a different school. They're liars, they're cheats, they're sick people. They've hurt their people. They killed 54,000 people as of now that were protesting. You know, when people say, how come they haven't taken over? They can't take over because they're dead. They killed them. Nobody's going to take over. They have no guns, and the other side has machine guns. And they're killing them. The press doesn't report it. But they're bad people. They're bad people. And frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. Now, I'll let our wonderful negotiators keep talking if they want, but I don't see it. I don't like these people. And I deal with these guys and I say, this is from a different.
You know, I don't like them either, President Trump. I don't like them either. Iranians and Americans agree on that. You know, actually, Enigma, very, very, very good comment. I remember Goldie showing the video of the young man who saved protesters by holding the door closed. Yeah, he was the Iranian Hodor, right? This is him. This is him. And this is the Iranian Hodor. He literally was holding the door closed as the demons from the Islamic regime. Guys, this is from January 8 and 9, right? And he did, by the way, he didn't survive. He didn't survive. So this is the Iranian Hodor. He held the door closed for as long as he could while his friends escaped. And then as soon as the Islamic regime, the IRGC, bursted in, they went after him and they beat him to death. So he is one of the over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime on January 8 and 9. And he knew, guys, he knew that by staying behind and, you know, trying to keep the door closed, you know, the 5 or 10 seconds gave his friends an opportunity to escape. But he knew that by doing so, he was sacrificing his life. So he stayed behind and he held the door closed for as long as he could, knowing full well that he's going to die. So at this point, he's already decided that he's going to die and he's going to sacrifice his life so that his friends can escape. Here's the video. So as you can see, like like, you know, it's literally like, how long is it, right? Like 6 seconds, 6 seconds, right? The 6 seconds that he was holding the door closed gave the rest of his friends enough time to escape. But he was murdered. And you can see the footage right here, the horrific footage, because look, as soon as they come in, like he falls, and you can see all the durkas, right? All the durkas with their batons. They're literally raising their batons, and they are going to start, they basically start beating him to death, right? Like you can see, like they raise their batons, and the first three, literally three, four. So literally the first four durkas who come in, batons raised high, and they're ready to just like beat him to death, right? They beat him to death. The first four that come in. So not only four, and then look at this. Look at this. There's more. How many more is there? Look at these terrorists, right? Oh, guys, do you see this? So, guys, this is the green light of death, okay? So, remember, every single one of these IRGC like terror groups, right? All of these like different durka groups that go around murdering Iranians, they always have one person in their group, and this person's job is basically to um hold a green laser. We call it the green laser of death. And anything that the green laser shines upon, that becomes the target. Okay, so the green laser is basically code for destroy that target or eliminate that camera or something, right? So basically, we call it the green laser of death. If the green laser shines on you, it's immediately followed by a sniper or a missile or a thug or something, right? So do you see how, like, as soon as this guy comes in, so the green laser guy, the green laser guy comes in, he's looking around, and he immediately shines a light on the security camera. Why? Because this is him signaling that the security camera needs to be destroyed so that they can try to delete and erase the evidence, right? I've also shared other footage of the green light of death, right? But look at this. So he literally comes in. So this is on purpose. So he's shining a light on, and remember, these the green laser people, right? Like these ones, they're trained. They're specifically trained to go in and identify all the potential threats to the Islamic regime and destroy them. So he goes in, that's why he's shining a green light on the security camera, because and then see, look at this. Do you see that? Then the other ones, see, oh, do you see this? Do you see that, guys? See? So this guy, his job is to point out the threats, and then as soon as he's done pointing out the threats, the others come in, right? This guy comes in and he immediately knows where to go, right? This one, he immediately knows where to go because there's a bunch of them whose job is to follow the green laser of death and to destroy or murder or execute anyone or anything that's targeted by the green laser of death. Okay, so as you can see, like literally, guys, this is 47 years of jihad. This is 47 years of training by the Islamic regime. Okay, they're literally trained. Green laser of death, no hesitation, just destroy it. Okay, look at this. So guys, he comes in, shines a light on the camera, and then this guy comes in without hesitation, right? How did this guy know? How did this guy know where to go? It's because of the green laser of death. Okay, and then the camera is destroyed, right? So there you go. These are the death squads of the Islamic regime, right? So, going back to what President Trump said, when President Trump said that when Iranian people try to rise up and they're murdered because the Islamic regime is crazy and they're scum and they're savage and wild, this is what he's referring to. Okay? This is what he's referring to. Because the Iranian people, we tried to rise up. They were unarmed. They were unarmed. And look at this. This is what happened. This is what happened. The one guy, this hero, the Iranian Hodor, beaten to death, and then the rest of the goons come in. Green laser guy comes in, marks the webcam, and then the followers come and they immediately destroy the security camera. Okay? So now that you've seen this footage, let's go back. Let's go back to President Trump. Because now you have some more context. Now you understand why President Trump is saying what he's saying. Right? This is why President Trump is absolutely 100% correct. When he says that the Islamic regime, they are scum, they are garbage, they are crazy, right? He's absolutely correct. He's not wrong. Because this is the hell that we Iranians have been dealing with for the last 47 years. And God bless President Trump for calling it out, right? Now you understand.
And I deal with these guys and I say, this is from a different school. They're liars. They're cheats. They're sick people. They've hurt their people. They killed 54,000 people as of now that were protesting. You know, when people say, how come they haven't taken over? They can't take over because they're dead. They killed them. Nobody's going to take over. They have no guns, and the other side has machine guns. And they're killing them. The press doesn't report it. But they're bad people. They're bad people. And frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. Now,
good.
I'll let our wonderful negotiators keep talking if they want, but I don't see it. I don't like these people. And I deal with these guys and I say, this is from a...
Okay, so let's go back to the breaking news. Now that I gave you guys a little bit more context, let's go to some more breaking news because there's been a lot more coming out, guys. Wow, I might have to like grab a Red Bull or something because we might be in for a long night. I might not actually get much sleep tonight. And listen, I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with that because you know, I'm so grateful. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, United States. Like I said, I'm not American, but I am wearing my Trump hat in honor of POTUS 47 because we love 47. We also love 45. 45, you know, 45 is good. 45 is good because 45 got rid of Qasem Soleimani. However, I kind of like 47 just a little bit more because 47 got rid of Khamenei, right? So it's kind of hard to decide. Do we like 45 or 47 more? I don't know. But anyways, we love 47. We love 47.